Let's go over Durin's best team comps. Since Durin generically provides solid off-field damage, pyro application, and team buffs, he can be played in a wide variety of teams, fulfilling the role of a support Malwika or even Bennett in some cases. The trio of Durin, Fischl, and Chevreuse make a very powerful team core since Durin enables Fischl to buff the team's attack with their Hexarray buff. Any pyro or electro main DPS can be slotted in, including Flea, Yoimiya, Raiden, Linny, Cloran, and Arlecchino, and for all of them, the teams will be solid. The new Hexarray buffed C6 Razor takes advantage of this team core but gets even better if you're able to add in Bennett. Even Veressa, who greatly benefits from Malwika, works very well with Durin, especially if you don't do any optimized combos with Malwika during Veressa's downtime. Durin can also be a sub-DPS to Anemo carries like Wanderer, Xiao, and the Hexarray buffed Venti, which gives him main DPS capabilities. The Venti buffs also allow him to pair with Durin to support another Anemo main DPS and can work as a C6 Farazan alternative. For Geo DPSs like Navia and Ito, Durin can pair with Albedo to activate his Hexarray buffs to increase his off-field damage and give Albedo an actual team buff, making a strong support and sub-DPS duo. Durin can also be a decent melt support for Risley using his light mode, focusing on Risley's damage. Alternatively, you can use Durin's dark mode and have Risley drive Durin melts, focusing on Durin's damage instead. He's not any insane support for Risley either way, but he's usable. Nivelet can use dark form Durin as just a generic off-field sub-DPS in his typical team, or Durin can use his light mode alongside Lauma for a version-oriented Nivelet team. Aside from Chevreuse overload with Durin, Arlecchino can also get supported by Durin in either an overvape team or a double geo team. Next, even without Hydro Res Shred, Durin's pyro application and off-field damage is very useful for Milani, along with enabling the Hexarray buffs for Mona or Albedo to better buff Milani as well. Using Durin for Kenich over Malwika will be a slight upgrade and can enable Albedo and Fischl to be solid Emily alternatives. Chaska utilizes Durin well in teams such as an overvape team with Fischl plus Mona, or using Iansan instead of Mona for more buffs. Hexarray buffed Venti can also be slotted in as another support choice buffing Chaska. Durin can also enable an overvape team for an Anemo onfielder like Mizuki or Aoife. Flynn's can also play with Durin in an overvape team, either with or without an Aoife, as enabling Hexarray buffed Fischl allows her to buff both attack and EM for Flynn's in this team. Mona, ideally at high constellations, can also play in overvape teams as an on-field driver, and can even utilize Yehoda for off-field damage, healing, and elemental application. Lastly, for on-field main DPS Durin, he has two main teams. First, he can stay in a light mode and play in a Chevreuse overload team. Second, he can use dark mode in a vaporized team with C6 Bennett, utilizing the pyro infusion from Bennett's burst so that Durin can vape his on-field attacks.